This has definitely been one of those incredibly eventful weeks for myself and many in the game industry, with Nintendo Live and PAX going on and the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Direct, in addition to Starfield reviews. There's so many different things to discuss and talk about, but one thing kind of broke me recently, really got me thinking about the creativity and passion and why we all play, and that is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. We had the Direct, and goodness gracious, was there so many cool little details, interesting gameplay bits, and various different features when you don't have to rush, when you don't have to hold to one type of thing like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, when you can truly be creative and do ideas and get the time that you need to create something. You can take what people saw as overwhelmingly stale with 2D Mario and turn it into the second coming of Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3 or even Yoshi's Island. The game is looking that good. Plus, we have a new massive AAA RPG announced for the Nintendo Switch. Before we get into that, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell for all the latest Nintendo Switch and RPG news. Now let's go ahead and jump into this Super Mario Bros. Wonder Direct and why this broke me and why I'm so excited for this game. My audio isn't the best. I am not currently with my normal setup, so the audio and editing might not quite be up to what we usually have, just because I'm on backup equipment. I want to make sure that I get that in there. So let's go ahead and talk about the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Direct, or Direct that went down with the new gameplay. We have a new OLED model, Mario Red Edition. The Joy-Cons and the dock are Mario Red in color, and the dock features a silhouette of Mario jumping and gold coins on the back. It will launch on October 6th for $349.99. So pretty cool. I mean, I know some people didn't like it. It's just like red with nothing on the front of it, but it's a nice shade of red and it's got the coins in the back and the Mario silhouette. So if you want to pick that up, you definitely can. I actually purchased the Mario Day one that's like red and blue, so I don't know if I'll be getting this one, but you know, who knows? Sometimes I spontaneously buy Nintendo Switch special editions. So let's get the details, because this is what everyone wants to see. This is what everyone wants to talk about, and it's been the talk, even with Starfield dominating much of the headlines out there. People were super excited to see Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So get ready to jump into the unexpected with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the next evolution of Mario fun, and the first 2D side-scrolling Super Mario Bros. Game in more than 10 years, which is wild. With a new Flower Kingdom to explore and a varied roster of playable characters, Super Mario Bros. Wonder also introduces Wonder Flowers, game-changing items that create surprising effects you have to see to believe. In Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the benevolent Prince Florian invites Mario and his friends to the Flower Kingdom, a not-so-distant land just beyond the Mushroom Kingdom, but Bowser, the King of Koopas, has other plans. With just a single touch of a mysterious Wonder Flower, Bowser merges with Prince Florian's castle. Thanks to this newfound power, chaos spreads across the land. Now it's up to Mario and pals to stop Bowser and save the Flower Kingdom. Here are just a handful of features and highlights that players can expect on this flower-full adventure. Now, I do want to talk about that. This is something usually in a normal Mario game, not in all of them, but in like the new Super Mario Bros. Series or something. If you're on a deadline, you're not going to think about Mario and his friends and actually turning Bowser into an actual castle. Like, that's just something to where you're just thinking of ideas and you're like, hey, what if this happened? Especially if you have all these different trippy flower effects and different things that you want to do. And it kind of reminds me of like back in the day, there was like the Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy with Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, kind of like the weird trippy type of levels in that game. And this reminds me of that, which I think that game is super underrated, by the way. It's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. I think I might have even liked that game more than Super Mario World, which is crazy, but I did really love that game, and I'm getting so many vibes from this game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, from that game, but even taking it to the next level with all the amount of playable characters and different things you can do. It's pretty wild. Now let's get into it here, guys. A kingdom teeming with variety. The Flower Kingdom is made up of 6 distinct worlds to circle the petal isles, giving you a total of 7 areas to explore, traverse multiple islands, dive into the sea, and spelunk through caves. A rich variety of courses await in each world, and you can even walk freely through open areas you find on the world map. Love the open area world map stuff. Super Mario 3D World had that. They've done it before, and it's always great. Wondering about wonder effects? Expect the unexpected. Wonder flowers thrive off this world mysterious power and release it when in bloom. When you touch a wonder flower in a course, a wonder effect will trigger, causing dramatic changes. Pipes might start moving, the terrain may tilt, your perspective can change, or you might float through space. There are even wonders that can transform your character into a Goomba or a spike ball. And this was cool because it actually changed the perspective to isometric. So it almost came like a different style of game just by doing that, right? Because platforming isn't quite as profound in an isometric over the top, whereas if it's a side-scrolling or 3D, obviously that's going to be a thing. So that was wild to me. That's something that, once again, yeah, you don't do that unless you just got time and you're just thinking of different ideas. Now, charismatic characters at your command. Besides Mario, you can also play as Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Blue Toad, or Yellow Toad, and even Toadette. They all play the same, so go with your favorite or mix it up with someone different. Yoshi's and Nabbit won't take damage, so they're a smart choice if you're looking for a more easygoing experience. So this also caused a little bit of controversy because some people were saying, oh, well, I like to have the individual powers, right? Like we've had in previous Mario games, and I completely get that. But I think that the one thing with this game, because there's so many different alterations to how the game works with the levels itself and the trippiness and the wonders and the badges, which we will talk about in just a bit, the power-ups and the badges, I think that the variety that you're looking for is all built into the designs of the levels, the wonder powers, and the badges. So you can just pick your character without having to worry about, oh, this character is deficient in this or deficient in that. And you can customize your character and play to the tune of the level and to the tune of what you want to do with the badge system. So to me, I think this was a balanced thing, and I think that ultimately might sound like, oh my gosh, why not? But I think that it's actually a good idea. Now, there's also plenty of power-ups. Super Mario Bros. Wonder features the debut of the new power-ups, such as the elephant fruit, which allows Mario and some of his friends to transform into elephant form, throw around your weight and your nose as you swing your trunk to attack enemies, destroy blocks, and dash across large gaps. The bubble form allows you to blow floating bubbles that can be used to capture enemies from a distance. The drill form makes dealing with spiky or hard-headed enemies a breeze. It also allows you to burrow and move through the ground. Awesome stuff there. Don't let your enemies get the best of you. When it comes to enemies, you'll encounter new treacherous ones. While moving through the Flower Kingdom, Hoppy Cats will copy you and jump when you jump. Melon piranha plants spit seeds from their mouths. Cordarts will fly at you and stick their beaks into your business. Mamas will eat anything that comes too close to their gaping mouths. There are many new enemies for you to discover. Equip a badge and mix it up. As your adventures progresses, you'll be able to earn a variety of different in-game badges, each with its own special ability. And local multiplayer, each group of players will use the same badge. Check out some of the fun options available. You can enhance your wall jumping abilities with the wall climb jump badge. Equip the dolphin kick badge to unleash the underwater burst of speed. Charge up a bounding leap with the crouching high jump badge. Shoot vines in midair and stick to walls with the grappling vine badge. For double-edged sword and for additional damage, become invincible to your enemies and yourself with the invincibility badge. Now let's get more into the multiplayer when it comes down to this, because there was a lot of controversy about the online and how's it going to work, if there is, if there isn't, what's going on with it. So let's start off with the local multiplayer. Up to 4 people can play locally on the same Nintendo Switch system. If a player is defeated in local cooperative play, the character will float around the course as a ghost. If another player reaches them before time runs out, they'll jump back into action and the group won't lose any lives. If someone is playing as Yoshi, you can jump on their back and ride them around the course. Giddy up. The only problem though with Yoshi is that since he is kind of like that invulnerable type of character, so I mean, if you probably have like a younger brother or sister or niece, nephew, whatever the case is, or parents that want to play that aren't really good, I think that's good for it. But I don't know if it should have been, put to Yoshi as well, but hey, it is what it is. Now, you can jump into online play. Now, let's get into this because this is interesting. While playing online, you have the option of creating a room room to get together with friends. In a shared room, you can see which courses your friends are playing, play the same ones together, or even turn most courses into a friendly race. Even when playing solo, if you connect online, you can see other players from around the world in courses and on the world map, enjoying the game in real time. Appearing as live player shadows, you can come back to life by bumping into a live player shadow here too. Plus, you can assist fellow online players by placing a standee that they can use to revive ghosts. Place them creatively in challenging areas to really help someone out. The game will even display how many people have used your standee assist. So this is interesting because it doesn't have the typical online, like let's say Super Mario 3D World, or let's say Super Mario Maker 2 where you're playing right there with the person, but it has kind of like this ghost data / real-time racing gameplay where you don't affect each other, so therefore it's not harbored by the actual internet connection. Like the problems that come about when you play a platformer online are not going to be persistent here because of how they've done it, almost creating the illusion of the online play, but then also building around and fleshing out specific modes or specific gameplay features just for it with the ghosts and the standee. It's almost like Dark Souls in a way where like you leave messages or you see people's ghosts fighting, and I like that. I mean, they had to have looked at that. I don't know where else they looked at when it comes down to it. I mean, there's been ghost data before, I think like in Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U with the Miiverse. So this is stuff that they've done a little bit, but I mean, it kind of goes a little bit more. Maybe they didn't look at Dark Souls. Maybe they looked at Super Mario 3D World and what that game did, because there was ghost data, but it wasn't anywhere near as elaborate or as good as this, the original Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. And with this, you could actually group up with your friends in a room and race right there as well. So it has the online play, not quite what it was with previous Mario games that have released on the Switch that do have online multiplayer. But in my opinion, based on the experience that I've had with Super Mario Maker 2 and with Super Mario 3D World, I mean, I think this is better just because those games, they just don't play great without the flawless precision of offline platforming play. When you connect online, even with great connections, there's always just going to be a little bit of delay here, and it's going to move a little bit wonky because some people want to go further than others with the camera. I think this kind of cuts that all out and still gives you a great online experience that's not going to lag, or it's not going to have input delay or the problems that we've seen with a lot of platformers. And the reason why most platformers do not have online play, like Sonic Superstars, that has like a battle mode, not the normal single player gameplay. So I think that this is a good compromise overall. Now, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is due out on October 20th, and it's incredible. You guys are seeing a lot of the footage here. Sorry that it's not cut to perfection when it comes to some of the stuff that I'm talking about, just because I don't have my normal equipment to edit and everything. But yeah, this is really good. I'm very excited about this, and I think that pretty much all the ideas and a lot of the things that people have wanted to see evolve with 2D Mario is finally happening. There's been a lot of interviews and different things that the development team has said along with all of this, and you can hear that, yeah, like they really got time. There was no time frame. They just said, hey, make something. And I think that you get that when you release a game like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe that sells 16 million plus copies as a port of a game that already came out a decade ago. It gives you that time, and it gives you the money and resources to make something like this and not feel the pressure to have to get something out, because your current 2D Mario game is selling, and they have another 2D Mario game with Super Mario Maker 2 that sold over 7 million plus or something like that. Between New Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Maker since 2018, when that came out, the port came out, or 2019, something like that, we're looking at 20 million units sold. So of course there's no pressure, and you can tell the game looks incredible. So awesome stuff there. Very excited when it comes to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But let's move on to something else. A big, not necessarily surprising announcement, but a big RPG announcement from the Nintendo Switch, and Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition. Finally, after being rated a while ago, coming October 6th. October just keeps on giving. So publisher 2K and developer Gearbox Software will release Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition for the Nintendo Switch on October 6th for $59.99, the companies have announced. So yeah, that's a little bit pricey there with it, but let's talk about what you actually get here. So Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition is the quintessential Borderlands 3 experience, featuring the award-winning base game plus all 6 add-ons and full collection of bonus cosmetic packs. Blast through multiple worlds as one of 4 vault hunters, the ultimate treasure seeking badasses of the Borderlands, each with deep skill trees, abilities, and customization. You can play solo or join a friend in 2-player local and online cooperative play to take on deadly enemies, score loads of loot, and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition on Nintendo Switch content includes Borderlands 3 base game, Moxxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, The Marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock, Bounty of Blood, Psycho Craig and the Fantastic Fustercluck, Designer's Cut, Director's Cut, and over 30 cosmetic items. So it's finally coming over, and I will say the cover of this is pretty cool. The golden, the golden enemy there. The cover, it's pretty cool, and I think it'll play well enough. They took their time for sure, but I think that it was pretty calculated because this game was rated for the Nintendo Switch, I think, more than a year ago. So they've definitely been sitting on it and waiting when to release it. So very interesting nonetheless, but another big AAA RPG from Xbox and PlayStation has made its way over to the Nintendo Switch. But alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch and RPG videos right here on screen. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you for the next one. Peace.